I was there over the weekend, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever been to in my entire life.
The truckers have nothing but good in their hearts.
Driving through town and seeing all those smiling faces. No masks on most people, just smiling faces. There's hope, guys.
Let our kids be free!
These are the sights and sounds of the Freedom Convoy protests in Ottawa. And the voices, real messages, traded by supporters of the protests on what they see as a moral triumph through the help of an app.
The true story is peace, love, and unity, and that's where we're going.
They're talking on this platform called Zello. The app sort of simulates a walkie-talkie where you hold down a button and broadcast your voice to everyone else tuned in. You can start adding these channels, which are big rooms that connect everyone inside's walkie-talkies.
We are putting together some information related to East Convoy.
There are several channels talking about the protest convoys in Canada, and some exceed 1,000 listeners at a time. We don't know exactly who any of these members are, or even if they're in Canada. But what we do know after listening to hours and hours of people talking on this app is that there exists this enormous perception gap between how the convoy supporters perceive themselves and how huge swaths of this country perceive the supporters.
The whole point is just for people to have the opportunity to make the decision for themselves.
Oh my God, I'm mind baffled right now. The point is completely missed.
Freedom of choice. If you don't quite understand how that works, look it up.
How do you think that the people who have lost their jobs are feeling right now? This is a voice. Those horns are a voice to the frustration that they've been feeling.
Organizers originally said the protest was about Canada mandating vaccines for cross-border truckers.
Oh my gosh, guys, quit, please. Stop talking about the vaccines. This is about mandates.
No disrespect towards you, but this is about vaccine mandates. So we are allowed to talk about the vaccine. So you're literally being uneducated right now.
It's short-term pain for long-term gain. We're fighting for your freedom too.
Why isn't nobody freaking out that the flu vaccine ain't mandated? Are you upset that your neighbor got the flu vax or didn't get the flu vax? Come on.
Others seem to think it's simpler than all of that. The issue at the heart of it, freedom to choose. And almost all of the supporters seem to distrust the vaccines. Misinformation about them is rampant.
You mean the vaccine that seems to work so well that our Prime Minister has taken 3 and still got COVID?
Never had the flu. Never taken COVID vaccine. Never had COVID.
But this one has 0 testing. Absolutely 0.
The one thing on these channels that all of the supporters seem to agree on, their deep hatred and mistrust of Trudeau.
It's pretty clear that Trudeau's the terrorist.
Trudeau makes a really good sales rep for the vaccine.
Trudeau, what are you doing at negative 25 and up at the cottage right now? Bring your six-pack, come on down, come out and party with us.
A lot of supporters see his hand everywhere, even, for example, with some of the hate symbols we've seen in the crowds at Parliament Hill.
You wouldn't be surprised if Trudeau's hiring people to come to the protest to make it look like we're a bunch of Nazi-hating people.
I'm surprised they haven't driven a truck through a building yet saying this is truckers.
A lot of the messages being shared on Zello have been around the controversies making headlines at the protests.
A Canadian flag on the Terry Fox Memorial is not defacing it.
It was an upside-down Canadian flag, you dimwits.
I heard that some Antifa threw rocks at an ambulance and used some slurs.
It's important to note that a lot of the people on Zello do think these sorts of actions are wrong. And they're angry because they say the media has blown up these events. In addition to the media, there's another group the protest supporters are not happy with, the police.
It's funny how many police officers are down there, but then they can't catch these people that are doing these horrible things, ruining our protests.
Why can't they stop these people? It's almost like they're in on it.
I would say that 95% of the police there were like, wow, in unison with all the truckers there.
As the protesters remain parked in Ottawa, one highlight dominant through the airwaves is it's obvious a lot of these people hate what their lives have become during the pandemic.
I can't wait to be able to watch my kids play sports again.
I'd love to be able to see my loved ones in the hospital whom are dying so that they don't feel that they're dying alone.
I want to see my grandkids grow up and never have known about this COVID, masks, mandates, or vaccines.
I think a lot of people want that too. The problem is there are completely different visions on how to get there. Jamie Poisson, CBC News, Toronto.